Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the live event today. I have the pleasure of having Barry Slovinsky with us today, the CEO of 80 Eyewear. Hi, Barry. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. It's a
So
pleasure to be here.
I've been working with Barry for a little while now, and I thought it was great to have him on the show to kind of get the secret out there of how great 80 Eyewear is and how their products can help you grow your office, your optical. Just a bit background, Barry, born in Brooklyn, New York, graduated from James Madison High School. Barry is the founder of 80 Eyewear, which was established in 2008. His business provides high margin eyewear, which benefits companies with insurance purposes and private pay. He broke into the industry in 1982 and by selling frames, cases, and lenses. In 1984, he began working at Zimco Optics in shipping department, quickly working up the corporate ladder and becoming president of the company. And sells about 1 million frames now with 8 to 80. That's a pretty impressive number.
Over 1 million.
Yeah, over 1 million.
And
yeah.
Hopefully to the moon and beyond.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, if you started in 2008, I mean, that's great.
Well, a lot of that has to do with my history in the industry. I've been around since 1982. I started out as a jobber, which is someone that ran around with different collections. I carried cases, lenses, frames, and I worked in the tri-state area of New York. And that's when I was just a kid doing it. And then I eventually had the opportunity to join my future family's company, which was Zimco Optics, and started out at the bottom and worked my way up.
Yeah. When was the business established?
8 to 80 was established in 2008. Prior to that, I was the president of a company that was a subsidiary of New Millennium Eyewear, which was Lido West Eyeworks, who's still around today selling eyeglasses. And I started that company in 2000, and I left there in 2008.
What made you want to start like your own business? Because a lot of people take the jump. It's hard.
I know. As a kid, I always wanted to be in my own company. I just felt like if I had the opportunity to do something like that, I would be successful at it. And that's how I dreamed of it as a child, just being in my own business.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name 8 to 80 Eyewear?
Okay, well, that's a good question. When I was searching for different names, everything was taken. I looked at True Vision, I looked at Quest Eyewear, and all these names were already established in some sort of form or another within the industry. And when I was sitting with a friend one day, she asked me, she said, "Well, who do you sell to?" And I said, "I sell everybody from 8 to 80. She goes, "There you go." And that's how we came up with the name, and it's eyewear for all ages.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
What separates you as a value eyewear compared to others?
Well, I kind of consider ourselves the high end of low end eyewear, the cream of the crap, as they say, the best of the best for this value price point. Our quality is, I consider it, head and shoulders against my competitors, simply because I know what I put into the designs and the factories that I'm using. Some of the factories I use are the same factories that some of the large companies with designer brands use. I don't want to mention anyone, but it's the same exact quality, and we charge a fraction of the price. Our frames are well made to the point where we are very careful with the components, the finish, the designs, the style, colors, and maybe it's because I take a lot of pride in what I do, but I know from the feedback I get from other ECPs, our product is head and shoulders above our competition.
Yeah, and you have no minimums, right? I mean, anyone that wants to kind of jump in with you, what are some differentiations? We
do sell mainly through wholesale accounts. However, we are looking for the larger user ECP. We try to stay away from the small independent optometrist, simply because we have to, the wholesalers go out and they do frame and lens package programs for them, and it's a lot easier to do it through that distribution channel. However, if you do become a distributor, we don't have any minimums.
Yeah, I think that's important because a lot of like new products come in, they want a minimum. So some people that are kind of hesitant on a product or something, this is kind of like a no-brainer, the way that I saw it.
Yeah, and the designs really speak for themselves. They do sell through well. We have what I call a guaranteed frame sale policy, which not many of my competitors do. And how that works is if a frame just doesn't work for your practice, as long as it's in our current collection, we will take it back without any questions asked, and give you credit or swap it out for something that you want to order instead.
Yeah. How do you create your collections? I mean, I know you use the same factory as some designers. Did you come up with your own?
Well, we do a little bit of everything. I don't claim to be this big designer, but I do go out and research the market carefully for what's selling. I speak to a lot of different local optometrists, opticians, and other people in the frame industry, and get inspired by that. So eventually we come up with designs in so many ways. We could either get samples from our factories, or we see something that's selling well in the market, and we get a sample of the frames that are selling, the shapes that are selling, and we put our own variances to it.
Yeah, I think that's important because there are some high end or variances that sell a lot, and some practices patient might want that style but can't afford that brand. And I think that's in addition a great value to your practice to be able to capture that. Can you tell me how that works with like VSP plans? How is your brand? How do we compete against online and things like that using your products?
Well, the key is with VSP, because we are in frames data, and VSP pays based on your frames data book price when it's out of their company network. So anything that's outside of that, you get a value. So our book price is at $79 and above on all of our collections, so that you're going to be able to max out your reimbursement for frame reimbursements. We also have it works also for IMED and Davis as well. It works very well for that. And what was the second part of that question?
Well, a lot of doctors complain about online sales. I mean, I think your products, we can compete with them. I use some of your products, and we can put packages together in our own practice with, I think, with the affordability and quality that you offer.
100%. Our 8 to 80 collection, which is a great line of acetate plastics and beautiful stainless steel frames that are all designer inspired as well. They're at that moderate price point that a lot of retailers are selling from anywhere from $89 complete to $199 or somewhere in between. So if a company like Warby Parker, who's at $129 to $149 complete, you're able to compete with these online retailers.
Yeah, tell me about your sample program, because I think that's important for doctors to understand.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of against the norm of most companies when it comes to how we work with our reps, and we have telemarketers that work with us, that what they would do basically is it's territories without borders. They go out and they open an account and they maintain the account. They can continue to work with the account as long as the account is active. So how we work is we would put a package of samples together for you to review, and we'd include a return label in the box for your evaluation with no obligation. The frames are, you would be able to go through the frames, pick out what you like, and because there's a return label in it, you would be able to pack it up and send back what you don't like. And this would be a good way to view our different collections and price points. Generally what I like to do is I like to put a dozen to 20 styles per collection into the kit with that'll give you a good idea of what's the best sellers that we have. And it's a good way to get started. So anybody that's interested, please give us a call here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you had sold so many pairs of glasses in the last year. How do you get word of mouth out there to doctors? Is it just doctors recommend to docs say, hey, this is a great product? Or is it like you go to Expo or trade shows?
Well, without giving away the secret sauce, but a lot of it has to do with our word of mouth from other ECPs and wholesalers that want to get involved with us. However, what we do is, some of the docs, they'll refer, and we appreciate it very much. But to get the product out there and to get the word out there, I do a lot of let's say e-blasts. We do some, we have a print catalog that we work with that works very well, and well, there's we do a lot of social media and create content. So we're constantly getting requests for new accounts on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, I got it word of mouth in my area, and so I thought it was a great thing to put in my practice, especially when I started a smaller practice when my Sears location closed, and kind of nervous about spending a lot of money. And for me, starting out was a great way to get comfortable and kind of grow that. And then the other, it's not just there's the affordable stuff, but it's the next line up, and those have been good additions to the practice. And with VSP and IMED and things like that, they're good insurance plans ones when patients just want sometimes what their benefit covers. So I mean, you can make money on frames and glasses with plans with this insurance, with this with your brand, 80 Eyewear.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. If we can make you money, then you can make us money too, and that's what's been our winning combination.
Yeah. Are you going to Vision Expo East?
Yes, we'll be exhibiting in Vision Expo East. Our booth number is P2227, and we will be happy to have walk-bys. Anybody wants to set up appointments, they could call our office and speak to either Joanna or any of our reps that are here, any of our customer service, and we'll get an appointment set up as well.
Are you doing any specials for Expo East or anything like that? I know some companies do that.
Well, this year, because we're launching a new collection, it's the Kid Twist collection. It's really unique and innovative, especially if you have kids that are, autistic or very hard on glasses. They're breaking them constantly. These frames are hingeless beta titanium temples with acetate front. It's double riveted to the front, so they're really strong. It comes with a case, and it's the Kid Twist line is a great name for a kid's frame, because the frames can twist around the temples could twist around your finger, and you could show the parents how well that they hold up. So in honor of that, we'll be giving away a bicycle, kid's bike, for the as a giveaway. So if you come by our booth and you drop off your business card, we'll be selecting a winner at the end of the show, and I hope it's you.
I hope so. I got 2 kids, but so I want to ask you about this frame, because we don't have a lot. We have some kids, but we don't have a lot of frame lines, and then frame lines that kind of back things up like this, especially kids break glasses. Oh, yeah. What is the frame data? It's a new one. Is it telling you what the frame data is?
It's going to be in the frames book at $114.95.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's got a good high book price as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, the way we came up with the name of the frame is, it's interesting. I didn't know how to come up with a name for this collection, and there was a Jewish gangster from Brooklyn called A.B. Relis, and his nickname was Kid Twist. The way he became a Kid Twist is they used to stick an ice pick in somebody and turn it into their neck, and that's how he got his name. So, however, he was in the 30s. He was one of the first gangsters to basically turn state's evidence, and he was staying in the Half Moon Hotel in Coney Island when the gangsters paid off the cops and threw him out the window. So this is a true story. And then the next day in the newspaper, it said, canaries may sing, but they can't fly.
You have a lot of great frames. And I mean, one of the big issues in the industry right now is like inventory and deliveries. Are you guys back ordered? How do you handle all this?
Well, that's a good question, because, inventory management is the key to success in the value end of the business. Because let's face it, if you have a frame that you just sold a pair of $400 lens progressives with all the bells and whistles, and you call up your frame vendor and you're looking for a frame that you can't get, there's nothing worse than that in the world. So we take a lot of pride in having a 98% fill ratio. Our frames are really in stock, and what I did was I kind of saw this trend towards a slowdown in the pipeline, and I increased my monthly pipeline number that I wanted in my inventory. So ideally, as an importer, you want 3 months in inventory, 3 months on the water, and 3 months in production. However, we had to add another 3 months to that to keep it so that we're, in some cases we have 12 to 14 months in pipeline supply. So right now I have better than 98% fill ratio. I'm happy to say very, very few back orders.
That's good. Yeah, that's a big issue nowadays in optometry.
100%, 100%.
We have a comment here from Anna Lamb. Says Barry is one of the best in the industry. Easy to work with, good pricing and quality products. So
thank you.
We have some good input here from people, and I'm sure after the live event we'll have more input and things like that as people watch it after the event as well. Any other insight that you can give us on insurance plans and things like that, VSP, besides frame book data? How to you also help doctors kind of price these in their office, right? So they can stay competitive with your products.
Yeah, as far as from insurance standpoints, it's very important for you to look at what that book price is, because if you're buying a frame from XYZ vendor and the book price is, let's say, $40, and they're not part of the insurance network with their own brands, and it's out of their network, you get paid only a certain amount. So you have to, if you're going to buy a frame for $40 and you're only going to get a reimbursement of $50, you only made $10 on that $40 investment. You want to pretty much, have a high margin eyewear is what we say we have, is something you could buy very low and still max out your reimbursement. And then you could always put add-ons if the frames are more money in the value section. So we have a 3-price structure. So there's the, entry level, which you could use as a giveaway to the insurance. And then there's the next level where you can get the patient to go out of pocket for an undetermined amount, whatever you feel is warrants your demographics and market. And then there's a 3rd price level that you can get even more money out of pocket. So that's the way to make a lot of money with the frames, but you got to be very, very careful to watch that book price.
Yeah. A lot of doctors don't even know. They don't even ask questions. They kind of just get some things, brands they don't know. But when I started our practice, I had help from you guys. I had support. I didn't know these things. And I thought that's even a bigger value, right? They can, your reps knew, you knew. I mean, it helps, right? Some people just don't know. The reps are just there to sell volume. And I think that's a huge thing, is the relationships that you build in the community and really try to help these doctors grow.
Well, they got to see that there's a value to their vendor, and that's what we try to offer. We want to be a value, and we want to give you guys a fighting chance against the big corporations out there that are especially with all the vertical integration with the Essilux. You gotta be able to compete, and this is your best answer.
How do you benefit eyewear practices in general? I mean, I know we talked a lot about it, but what are some other benefits?
Well, aside from our lifetime guarantee against manufactured defects, the low minimums, the great quality, I always say you got to have good quality, price, style, and service. And if you offer that combination, you're going to be successful. And that's what we do. And we try really hard to bend over backwards for any of our accounts. Even when something is a discontinued style, we'll do everything we can to find it. Even call some of our wholesale accounts to be able to see if that's available, and just do whatever we can, because we know how much the RXs count.
I want to thank you so much for joining us today on the live event. It's a pleasure to have you on. It's a pleasure to get the doctors to know about your company, 80 Eyewear, and how you're making a difference, and how we can compete, and how we can really combat some of these insurance companies and make a profit. So thank you so much for joining us. If people have questions, is there like an email, or I'll put it in the chat after below.
Dr. Stampoulos, if you don't mind, if anybody wants to reach out to us, our phone number here is 877-248-8280, or you could contact us at newaccounts@8to80eyewear.com, which is all spelled out. I know it's a pain in the neck, but it's 8 to 80, or it's new accounts at EIGHTTOEIGHTYEYEWEAR.com.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Been my pleasure. Thank you.